this several times before. I actually did a watermelon a couple years ago. And so we're gonna do one somewhat similar to that. I think that actually my sister is in possession of my first watermelon, but what screams summer more than watermelon, right? So we're gonna paint a watermelon. I thought it'd be easy, small and easy on my arm so that I don't go home with my arm killing me. So let me grab, I'm just gonna use my stylus, and I don't even have one. Where's my stylus? Where's she be? Heavens to Betsy, Kristen, Mackenzie, there it is. Never mind. So I'm just gonna use my stylus, and I'm gonna trace this little watermelon right into my canvas, and then we are going to work on our background after I trace, all right? So I am going to just open this up. I'm gonna grab a little piece of tape, and we'll just make it like a book. We'll slide this under, and I'm just going to do the outside, okay? Just real quick, the outside of that watermelon. I'm gonna do that little area too, because that's where the rind starts. So, nothing, I'm playing with you, girl. So, watermelon. Let's put all this away. Now, y'all don't panic. I'm gonna do something crazy, because y'all know I've been acting crazy lately with these colors. I'm gonna paint, what is going on with all my brushes? I'm gonna paint some black. All right, I am gonna paint my canvas black, but it's not gonna stay black, so don't panic, okay? Don't panic, y'all. I am going to do my edges real quick with this black paint. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna just do the top, because I'm gonna do blue. And, all right, y'all just watch, because I'm acting crazy. I'm being a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my black paint with my palette knife. Now this is just one of those cheapy little plastic palette knives. I used these a lot when I first started, and they're really decent palette knives. So I'm just gonna get that black on the back side of my palette knife, and I'm gonna come right up next to and I'm not trying to be perfect, y'all, but I'm coming up right next. This canvas has a dip in it. I'm gonna come right up next to my watermelon, and we're gonna get this black. It's not gonna stay black. It's gonna have another color on top, but we're gonna start with black. Just get that black on the top around your watermelon. And we're gonna get that dry, and we're gonna go right to the next thing. So, I'll tell you what, I've had some watermelon from the store, from K. Raja, in the last couple weeks that is so stinking good. Oh my goodness. Nothing worse than getting a watermelon and it being icky, because watermelon is so delicious, but when you get one that isn't, it's heartbreaking. This is a 6x6 canvas. I forgot to write that down, didn't I? So it is a 6x6, so if y'all can watch for people asking that. It's kind of small. And just using the back of my palette knife to get that black right up next to that watermelon slice. Can anybody name a song with watermelon in it? One completely just popped into my head. I want to see if anybody can read my mind. Can anybody out there read my mind? What song about watermelons just popped in my head? Come on. Whoever can tell me what song just popped in my head is going to get this watermelon canvas in the mail once it's cured. Christy Nelson, you win, honey. Christy was the first one. Watermelon crawl is exactly what popped into my head. Christy's gonna get this watermelon. You can keep it for yourself or gift it to a friend, whatever makes you happy. So make sure, Christy, make sure you send me a DM when this is over with your address. And I will send you this in a couple of days after it cures out. I'm gonna use my heat gun and get this black. Watermelon green. Watermelon sugar is a good one too, Renee. Watermelon sugar. But it was watermelon crawl that just popped right into my head. I'm a country girl, y'all. I'm a country girl. I'm gonna get this black dry so we can just keep on going. Teresa says she couldn't type fast enough. I understand. I don't want to get that too hot because it will, I don't want the paint, thank you, Tony. I don't want the paint to be dry on the top and not the bottom. So I'm going to turn this down just a little, and we'll turn this down just a little. Whew. And plus the heat from this thing is making me have a hot flash. I'm going to try it. It's got 2 more little wet spots. Just give me one little bit of grace. Pump trick. I'm a Mississippi girl. You don't get much more country than that, does it? Try to be patient. Just learned this dance today. The watermelon crawl. Bab, you go, girl. We need a TikTok. We need a TikTok. Becky, were you first? Chrissy was the first one I saw. Let's see. Nope, I see Christy first. All right, there's still a couple of wet spots, but I cannot take the heat of that another second. So I am gonna, it's just wet kind of right there. So what I'm gonna do, I am gonna use, hold on to your hats. I'm going to use the tropical blue on the outside of my background over the black as a finishing touch. But I think for now, since all that's still a little bit wet, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my watermelon. All right? And for that, I'm going to use this little baby. This is one of my favorite little palette knives. It's just a teeny little baby palette knife. And this little teeny baby palette knife is in that starter pack too. And I'm super excited for y'all because that is like my favorite little thing. So I keep shaking these bottles with my right hand because I'm right-handed and it hurts my hand. So I gotta stop that. Okay, so this is primary red Americana. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on my plate. Then I'm going to use a little bit of Folk Art Pink Melon. I'm gonna shake that with my right hand. Let's see if we can get some pink melon out of here. Uh-oh, hang on. That little booger fell in. Let's see. I'm gonna have to dig that out. Hang on. I'm gonna get a little, oh Lord, y'all look. That is dry as a bone. I'm gonna have to find another color. So if you wrote down pink melon, erase. I'm gonna put a little white and let me find a different color because that is dry as a bone. Bone dry. Let's see. I kind of like that color because it's kind of a coral color. Oh, look, y'all. It's my lucky day because I have another bottle of pink melon. It is my lucky day. So, oh yes, Linda, I love that too. So let me get a little pink melon out. It's fighting me. Lighten me a little bit. And I'm gonna start with my little baby palette knife, and I'm gonna just scoop up this red, this primary red, and I'm just gonna start adding it to the right side and pulling it to the middle, okay? Just pull it to the middle. And don't feel like it has to be perfect. It's a cut up piece of watermelon. Nobody measured that and made sure it was perfect, right? So just get that red, pull it towards the middle. Don't go into your rind like I just did. Hang on. Hang on. And pull it towards the middle. I'm gonna turn it that way and get right next to that rind. And you could totally do this. If you're not 100% comfortable with, I know, Sherry, if you're not 100% comfortable with the palette knife, I would encourage you to try, because once you kind of realize the palette knife is just about letting go and letting the knife do the work and not trying to make things perfect, it really is fun to use the palette knife. So I'd encourage you to try, but if you're just not comfortable, you can totally just use a paintbrush to do this. Now I'm gonna grab up some of my pink melon, and I'm gonna kind of hit the middle, and I'm gonna go towards my red. Just get a little on your brush or on your palette knife. I'm gonna scoop up a little and get right on that rind again. So I'm gonna come towards my red. I'm gonna wipe it off. I don't know if y'all can even see the wiping off part. Let me move that over here. And then I'm gonna come my red back towards the pink. So it really blends. Let me get a little more of that red. It really blends and melds together nicely, all right? So you're gonna go both ways. I might need, there's something on there. Get off there, man, get off. There we go. So now I'm gonna grab up some of that white, and I'm gonna start on the left side, and we'll probably have to add more pink and red, but I wanted to kind of get that white on before I decided. So just kind of start on that left side and get the white on that left side and pull it towards the pink. All right, I'm gonna wipe that off. I'm gonna come back with my pink and kind of start where we left off and just come back over towards the pink or towards the white. So you're kind of gonna go back and forth. I'm trying not to get it in my black too much because I'm kind of making a little hot mess, but that's the good thing about not doing that second coat of blue on top of the black yet, is because if we make some boo-boos, it'll be okay. All right, so we're gonna pull that pink into the white, go back and forth. All right, wipe it off. I'm gonna grab some more of that red, and we're just gonna kind of do it again. Just go over, pull it. So your goal is not to have, thank you, it's kind of a matte gray, isn't that cool? I like it too. Is not to have, the goal is not to have a very obvious line of color. You don't want it to be red, pink, white, okay? You want them to kind of meld together and create a very organic color. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit more pink, and we're just gonna pull both ways again, pull both ways again. Voila, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna grab a little bit, that last little bit of red, and just hit it very lightly. Now I know y'all cannot hear me scraping, like, that's because I am applying the paint very lightly, okay? I'm just kind of laying it very gently on the surface. If I was doing it really hard, you would hear this. And I'm not doing that. I'm like laying it really gently on the surface so that it doesn't overmix and overblend. And I feel like I want one more little drop of red. Then we're gonna add some green for our rind. I kind of wanna just dot in a little bit of red here and there to really give it some punch. There we go. Kind of happy with that. All right, so I'm actually going to use, it is almost like buttering the canvas, just a really, and it's like you're using that creamy butter. Not, hey Johnny, not that butter that's really hard and cold and you have to like, you know, spread it on your bread so hard that it tears your bread up. It's that nice, creamy, soft butter. Now I'm gonna add a little bit, speaking of butter, oh shoot. I'm gonna add a little bit of this Folk Art Buttercream and a little bit of the avocado to my plate. You don't need but a tiny smidge of those two colors. Oh gosh. And I'm gonna start with a wet brush. I need to wet that. I'm gonna get a little bit of that buttercream because, you know, if you slice open a watermelon, the outside rind is really a green, okay? But that inside rind, right between that dark green and the meat of your watermelon is almost always kind of a yellowy green, okay? And that's where our buttercream comes in. It's kind of a yellowy green color. So I'm just gonna use my brush and just scribble on. I'm just scrubbing it in right up next to my watermelon colors, okay? All right, I'm gonna just wipe that off. You don't have to rinse again. And now I'm gonna go into the avocado and I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna paint out the end, my rind, the end. I don't know what end I was talking about. The end of my watermelon. I'm gonna paint that out and I'm gonna use kind of a scrubby motion for that as well. And then once I get it kind of covered almost to the yellow, I'm gonna offload, get that excess off of my brush. And then I'm gonna go into my yellow and kind of blend that yellow into my green so it's not a hard line, okay? You want it to be kind of a soft line of color that transitions gently from the buttercream to the darker green, all right? Now, I'm gonna just wipe that off. I'm gonna get a tiny bit of that black on that brush and I'm just gonna come down into the bottom of that rind. And because that green is still wet, it's just giving that a little bit of a darker green color at the bottom. All right, so I'm gonna show you this close up so you can kind of see what's happening. So here, it's kind of a hot mess, but I promise it's gonna get better. Lovely, lovely. Very loosey-goosey. So I think now I'm gonna hit this with my dryer because I wanna add a couple of watermelon seeds. And then we're gonna do our outside edge and add some glass. So let's get this dry. And while I am drying it, I'm happy to answer any questions. It looks edible, doesn't it, Elizabeth? I know, makes me want watermelon right now. Makes me want some watermelon. It is delicious looking, isn't it? We're gonna add some blue to it too. I'm stuck on black and blue for some reason. I am like completely obsessed with painting everything black and blue. All right, I think we're good. So I'm gonna show you real quick how to easily make like the shape of a watermelon seed. Okay, because you know it's kind of egg-shaped, kind of ovally, and then a little bit of a pointy end on one end. So I'm trying to find the perfect brush for that. Okay, so you want a liner brush, but you don't want a teeny tiny one. You want one, this is actually a number 4. You want one that's got a little bit of meat to it, so you can see that. And here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get some more black on my palette. Ugh. Come on, don't need but a blob. And I am going to go into my black, and I'm just gonna roll that paint into my brush so it's really good and saturated, okay? So you want a really nice load, right? See that? Can you see it? Got a nice load on there. So what you're gonna do is, this is a pointy liner brush. You're gonna lay that point down and pull it down towards the bottom, and as you pull it down, you're pressing into your canvas. So then you get the shape of a seed. Is that not cute? All right, so let's do another one. You're gonna roll in, get that brush heavy loaded, nice thick wad of paint, and I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna touch my canvas just with the point, barely touching, and as I come down, I'm pressing my canvas, or pressing my brush into, put some vodka on it, pressing my brush into the canvas. So let's do one more, like maybe right here, just press down, pull out. I'm gonna rinse that off, and who has seen those little white seeds in your watermelon? I think we're just gonna add a couple of those too. Those little white see-through-y ones. Let's just add at least 1 or 2 as well. I'm gonna put one like maybe right here, so we'll press down. And there's this little seed, and we'll do one like right here. Look at there. All right. Guys, it was just as simple as that. How cute is that? I'm gonna hit this with the heat one more time because I wanna do a little bit of line work. Well, no, I'm gonna do the background before I do my line work, but I'm gonna hit this because I will get my hand in those black seeds and it'll be a hot mess. I'll be smearing those seeds everywhere. I think that's good. So the next thing, I'm gonna grab my big palette knife again, the one that I used on the black. I'm gonna get that black off. And I'm gonna add this color, which is like deliciousness. It is called Tropical Blue. And I'm gonna put it over here close to my white, because I'm probably gonna bring a little, oh my God, Margaret, that's hilarious. That is too funny. I'm gonna put it over here next to my white because I am gonna incorporate a little bit of that as well. All right, palette knife again. I'm gonna grab up this blue. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do before I get started because I need to get a bigger brush, hang on. Because I don't wanna deal with this after. I'm gonna go ahead, grab this Tropical Blue, and I'm gonna hit the sides of my canvas. Bear with me, I promise it won't take but a second. I'm getting paint everywhere, y'all. My goodness. Paint everywhere. So this is what we're gonna paint over the black. So let's just go ahead and get the sides done. That way they match. They're not gonna be perfect, but they're gonna match. So let's, I should have got a little more of that blue on my palette. But we'll get some right up next to that black. Let me get some more. Yay. Somebody's having audio issues. It's the Facebook, I'm sure. Facebook hates me. They shouldn't. All right, almost there, halfway. I'm gonna try to go faster. My hair, for whatever reason, is driving me crazy. It's falling right in my eyeballs. Right in the eyeballs. And let's really get right up next to that edge. Last end. Thank you, Georgia. We'll get the part next to the bottom, then we'll come up. Get our edge. Lay it out a little, and voila, we're done. All right, so now I'm gonna throw that in the water. Now I'm gonna grab a little bit of this blue onto my palette knife, and I'm just gonna come in. We'll get a little white too. Not that much though. We're just gonna come in with our blue. All right, y'all, I need a flat palette for using my palette knife. I don't know why I keep using these plates. And just right next to the edge, you don't have to get every inch of this black covered. I do like a little bit of that black peeking through, so don't feel like you have to cover it all. Get a dab of the white, kind of blend that in. You want it to be, that's the whole point of a palette knife, kind of, is you want it to be kind of organic and maybe a tad messy. So just bring some of that in, and we're gonna go around the watermelon crawl, and I'll go this way. Make sure you get those edges. See, anywhere where we made some boo-boos with our watermelon, it kind of corrects those, because we can just get right up next to it and just pull away. We'll add a little bit of white in. I still have black showing in a couple places. A little teeny bit of the white. This canvas has a little dip in the corners. I should have noticed that and sprayed it with water. I don't know if you guys know that. If you have a canvas it's not tight and it has a little bit of a dip in it, you can spritz the underside of the canvas with water and let it dry, and it will tighten up so that you don't have the problem I'm having right now, where it kind of sinks in the center. Yeah. So let's go around this last little bit, right up next to the rind. We'll throw in a teeny bit of that white here and there. Right there. And voila. This is so cool, y'all. I love this. So anywhere you want to like fill in any little spots, you can come in. I don't want mine to be terribly perfect. I don't like perfects. So I'm gonna hit this with a dryer because the sides are wet as well. Then I'll give you a really good close-up look at it. Let me see. And y'all, I promise, in the picture, it looks like more of a dark blue than it actually is. It is literally more a brighter blue than it looks on camera. No, Angela, once you have resined, you cannot, it won't tighten up. You have to tighten it up before you resin. Whoops. Don't do that. So let's get this glue dry. And we'll add a few little details. I think I may use my, let's see, bought some new pastas that are small, if I can find them. Y'all, I'm a hot mess over here. Where is my pasta? It's brand new, I just bought it. That's the white one. I'm getting on my own nerves. Hang on. Oh, there it is, y'all. Look what I got from the interweb. But this is gray. This is actually silver, blue, or silver, gold, and white. So that's not a black one. I really kind of need a black one. So yeah, these are fine line Poscas. Super fun. I can't wait to use them. But I actually need black. I want a black one. And this one is too fat. So we're gonna use our pen. I'm gonna try. Yeah, too fat. So, now I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna go for it. Black Posca. Black Posca. And all I'm gonna do is kind of go up the side of my watermelon. We'll go across the bottom, just quick, short strokes. Actually, on that side, I'm going to do whites. And I'm gonna do a little white down here in the yellow. Maybe a little white here. Make a few little dots. I'm just messing around now. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like up close and personal. It feels dry. So here is what we have. Super cute, but it's missing something. What could it be? Oh, okay, I'm just acting stupid now. Is that not cute? So cute. Let's add some glass. So, because I have multiple Posca, P-O-S-C-A. Hang on, I'll write it in. P-O-S-C-A. You can get them on Amazon, or I put Posta. Oh my Lord. P-O-S-C-A. Posca pen. Amazon, Hobby Lobby, anywhere like that, okay? So for my seeds, I brought in a little bag of black glass that we sell on Art Shattered. So I'm just gonna dump a few little pieces in my hand and see if I can find a couple of pieces small enough that they can mimic the watermelon seed. And that one looks perfect. So I'm gonna put the tiniest dot of glue there just so it doesn't wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, we'll put that there. I'm gonna add that little black. Nabbit, I can't get my fingers on it, y'all. My hands don't work. Put that one there. We'll find another one. It doesn't have to be the perfect shape. It just needs to be small enough. Here's another one. We'll put that there. And these are kind of big. This one will do. This one will do. Right there. So that's just black glass that I kind of went, I know, see. Just black glass from the store. All right, so now, so that all my colors shine through, I'm just gonna use Starfire, okay? Because I want the variation of color to show through on my watermelon. And I'm not even gonna cover the whole thing, right? I'm gonna add just a little glass here and there. And I might grab a tiny bit of green. Hang on, I'm gonna put that one there. Tiny bit of green for the rind. So So I'm just gonna stick a few little nuggets here and there, just to give it a little oomph. I'm not gonna cover the whole thing, just in a couple main spots. And I'll put this back up. Yeah, it's gonna really blend in once I add the resin. So hold on. So I'm gonna grab some green. Where's my green? Green. Uh-oh. I don't know why I have green. I have a little bit. Look, I have the tiniest little bag of green. So I am going to just grab a couple pieces, not a lot. I'm just gonna dump a little bit of this green into my hand. And I'm just gonna add a few pieces down here. I'm not even gonna fill the whole bottom up. I'm just gonna add a couple pieces to the rind. Let me see. I kind of want like an elongated one, but this will do. This will do. Just a couple little somethings, right? So let's get ready to resin. Let's see how this turns out. Let's see if our colors blend and meld like they should. And my cups are gone. What in the world? Where are my cups? Where are my cups? Where are my cups? Where are my cups? Uh-oh. And, oh, here they are, hiding behind my gloves. So I got cups, I got gloves, and I'm literally only gonna mix up a ½ ounce of resin, y'all. So I think I may use a baby cup instead of a bigger cup. And I'm gonna take my little pen, because I'm gonna use a ½ ounce of resin and a ½ ounce of hardener. Thank you, Catherine. And that does not have a measure on it. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna use, why don't these have lines? That's a whole roll with no lines. Not appropriate. So we'll just use this. And I'm gonna move this up just for a second. I'm gonna mark my ½ ounce line here and my ½ ounce line here. And we are gonna pour resin into that cup. All right, so let me get, okay, there's that. Hang on, y'all. I just made quite the mess. Hold on, I'll show it to you. You can see exactly, see, look. Oh, no, hang on. Hang on, give me a sec. I totally just dumped, I'm glad this is over here. I totally dumped my water out, my paint water, all down my leg, into my shoe, all over my desk. Give me a sec, I got clean up on aisle 4. Lord have mercy. All right, give me a second to soak up the nonsense. Okay. Yeah, did y'all face planted, didn't you? Y'all totally face planted onto my desk. I gotta unplug this thing. I literally tripped over the cord that my phone was plugged into. Yeah, me too. I'm glad it was water and not resin too. I do have it all in my shoe. So we're just gonna pad that up a little. I'm gonna move this back over here, and now I have to mark my lines again because I messed them up. Oh my God, y'all. My whole shoe is full of water. Let me mark these again just to make sure. I can still see them. Got all my glass messed up, but we'll fix that as we go. All right, I gotta have more gloves too because the water went into my gloves. Oh my goodness. That was a good save though. Good save. Oh my gosh, y'all. I swear. Hot, stinking mess. What? Knocked her water over too, Becky? I don't know how. Well, I know exactly how I did that because y'all know my phone's crazy, and so I'm glad it went red coffee too. I had my phone plugged in, and it's kind of draped over my table, and I totally hit that. Oh no. I totally hit, it's going under my glass. No, man. All right, I just have to walk away. I totally kind of tripped over my cord. So there's that. All right, let's move on and pour some resin before I make another mess. You thought I fell? That would have been crazy. It wouldn't be the first time, Teresa, that I fell on a live. I've fallen out of my chair more than once. So let's pour a 1/4 ounce of hardener. I gotta turn that cup, I can't hardly see. 1/4 ounce of hardener, teeny smidge more. And 1/4 ounce of resin. That would have been funny, I think, if I had fallen. Stuff like that. That makes for a good live, right? My shoe is full of water, y'all. Oh my gosh. All right, so everything I was gonna touch and use is wet, so I gotta get another stir stick. So we're gonna get ready to mix our resin now. I'm just gonna move this up over here, and I'm gonna stir with that away from me, just in case I continue to be the train wreck that I am. All right, so I'm gonna stir. Thank you, Catherine, for timing me for this. Darlene said she drops things every day. Oh, I know. I am very klutzy as well. I trip over air, drop things. I'm a hot mess. So Kristen says she didn't think it would be funny either. No, it wasn't me. I didn't hurt myself. I just dumped my paint water. I just dumped my paint water all over my desk, and it's just spreading underneath the glass, getting my pretty white paper wet. I did want to do a watermelon crawl, didn't I, Wendy? That's right. I was trying to live up to the song. Yeah, I get that from my mom. My mom trips over air too. And we just have a long family history of that. Her art desk is getting handled tomorrow. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess over here, but it'll be okay. So while I'm stirring, and so I can get away from the fact that I just made a mess, does anybody have any questions? Oh, that's true, Margaret. That would not have been good. Does anybody have any questions about this, what we're doing, or even about the subscription box that we talked about earlier? I would love to answer any questions that you guys have if you need some questions answered about that. So just holla and let me know while I'm a-stirring. Trying to keep from making another mess. Yeah, Bev gets it from her mom too, she says. Hereditary clumsiness. Drying into resin, Teresa, no you did not. I have resined things onto my table before too, so don't feel bad. Stephanie just ordered her box, yay! Guys, we are literally almost sold out, and I feel so blessed and I'm so excited because, you know, I made this box and came up with this to help y'all because I know that a lot of my people are my age or even a little older maybe, and the other part of our group is busy. Your moms, your grandmoms, you have jobs, you're busy. And so sometimes it can be exhausting to think, well, I want to paint this, this, and this, but I got to go get all the things. Thank you, Catherine, I see ya. I got to go get all the things. I got to figure out my supply list. I've got to go to 3 different places to do this, to do that. And with this box getting delivered right to your door and everything needed included except paint and brushes, it makes it more convenient for you guys. And that is my goal, is so that you guys can have art therapy, because that's what this is, art therapy, so that you guys can have your own self-care art therapy delivered right to your door without having to worry about supply lists or going and finding all the things. Okay, so let me see what we have. Becky has balance issues. Oh my goodness, me and you both. Lynn, we do not just sell the starter pack. There is a note in the product file. I'm just going to keep stirring this for another second. That we are limiting, you cannot buy a starter pack unless you purchase the subscription kit. And we're doing that right now so that we can make sure that anybody who buys into the subscription has a starter pack, okay? After all the kits are done, if we still have leftover starter packs, we will sell those on their own, but not until all the subscription pieces are gone. All right, does that make sense? Jane wants to know why I painted black and then covered it with blue. Yes, for depth, I wanted some of the black poking through, and it just made a good base for the blue. Let's see. All right, I'm going to come back and answer these questions. I'm going to go ahead and start drizzling this. It won't take 3 minutes to finish this up, and I promise I'll come back and answer your questions, because I see some that may need a little deeper reading than I can do while I'm drizzling. So I'm just going to add my resin right on top of my glass. I'm going to lay that one flat a little. And the Starfire glass is perfectly crystal clear. So that enables, you can see as I start to cover the glass, that it kind of makes the glass completely see-through, so that all the other colors that we painted before we added glass shine right through that clear glass. So we're not covering up anything that we painted with our glass. We're not like blocking that pretty pink and red watermelon. All right, we've got a couple more little pieces to cover, and then I'm gonna dump the rest and we'll spread it around, and then I'll show it to you, and then I'll answer any question anybody might have. I don't want you to not get your question answered. I want you to know what you're getting into or not getting into with this box. All right, so all my glass is covered, so I'm just going to take the rest and just kind of go around the outside edge of my watermelon. And I'm going to spread that with my fingers. I'm going to get all this good deliciousness out. And then I'm going to spread that with my fine gauze. All right, so I'm just going to take my hand and move that resin all the way to the edges. I need to get a block. I don't know. Oh, I see it. I was about to say, I don't know what happened to my blocks, but I see them now. I'm going to turn that. So I'm pulling that resin all the way to my edge. So the whole top portion of the canvas is covered. Now, if you want, you can do your edges too. I always suggest, if you want to resin your edges, to run a line of tape around the underside of your canvas if you're going to resin the edges, so that if any drips form, they form on the tape and you can pull that off instead of them forming on the back of your canvas. So I'm going to elevate that. Let me show you that real quick. Close up, look how pretty. So that clear glass kind of became super see-through, so you can see the watermelon underneath that glass. So pretty. Let's pop those bubbles. Oh, I'll see a little skippy. Make sure we don't have skippies. Looking at it, looking at it. Looks good. Let's pull these gloves off. I'm gonna hit it with my heat gun again. Ouchie. Pop any bubbles that we may have accumulated. Just for one quick sec. Pop bubbles, pop bubbles. And voila, it's done. Look how cute, y'all. Oh my goodness, that is so super cute. Christy, don't forget.